This is Winkleigh, a village in the middle of the county of Devon. Now, as I enter the gate to the church, I notice on my left is the war memorial. This commemorates those that died in the 1914-19 war. We move around to this side. We can see that there are 12 names, but this is clearly the one of two sides with names on. So we have 12 there, going from A.H. Horner through to W.C. Vanstone. I move round to the other side. And there is another 12 names, from P. Bearden down to, having trouble seeing that last one, it's got a damp patch, Hurd, W. Hurd. So we've got 24 names on this memorial from World War I. And then on the other side, for the Second World War, there are 6 names from Art Knoll to Longston. That's a lot of names for a small village, rural village in the middle of Devon. Now I'll continue my way up the main path. I'm noticing on the left are some iron railings. Have a look at those. So within the iron railings are 3 tombs, all horizontal, and the problem with the horizontal slabs is that the inscriptions do not wear very well. But there are some stones with very clear inscriptions. The one on the left is to John Keynor, 1805. Well, that is early. Aged 69, and then 1825. That is in very good condition for a stone that old. Edward Salter Keynor, the son of John and Dorothy Keynor, 1831, in the 19th year of his age. Now the inscriptions on these are on the other side. Here we have William Collyhole, and he died in 1847. And then his wife, I believe it's his wife, who died after a short illness, 1822. Henry Knight, late of Everley in Wiltshire. There's some distance from here. I'm guessing about 50 miles. 1913, age 73. Let's work our way up towards the church. There's a table tomb, with the same problem as before, with the inscription being on the horizontal surface. It's now pretty well lost. We'll go around the back of the church. Now the church is open, so we're going to get a chance to look inside. I must just show you here though the thatched cottage, just peering over the hedge there. What a wonderful picture that makes, how picturesque. Round this side of the church is another group of tombs within their own iron railings. The horizontal one is John Rayford Letherin, 1892, and at the end here we can see the same surname. Well, I'm working my way around the church, and you can see that we've got two more thatched cottages. The thatch on this one has been up there for some time, it's quite dark, and the same with that one across there. Now there's a very elaborate memorial. This one's William J.S. Tout, or Tout. And we got a wreath on each side and a crown. This one's a very solid piece of stone. William Partridge of Gosses in Winkleigh, 1912. Then from those two elaborate ones we've got a simple rectangular slab of stone for Elizabeth, the relict of James White, 1866, so quite a lot older than the other two. S&D of Reverend Henry and May Bembridge, presumably son and daughter. Bernard Lionel Bembridge, St John's College, Oxford. And Margaret Theodora Bembridge. And then Philip Alexander Roby. Next to that is a very clean stone. Again for the Bremridge. I'll pronounce that properly, Bremridge, and the bottom one is Lieutenant Commander in the Royal Navy. And again, the white one there with the cross, Bremridge. And I notice another one here. So the back of the church here has quite a number of Bremridges. This darker one is John Westerway, 1916. Quite nice carving, or very nice carving on the top there. Survived over 100 years. I'm panning round, and there's yet another thatched cottage on the edge of this churchyard. The sun is very bright today, so I'm having to be careful of the angle I shoot these with the camera. That's why I'm tending to walk backwards a bit there. That one to William Raymond, 1896. Mary, the beloved wife of John Chambers. Samuel Herneman. Well, the church is open, so let's have a look inside. Well, as always with these churches, they're very dark inside. Try and show you as much as the camera can pick up. We've got wooden pews on each side, some quite elaborate carving on the ends. And we've got a screen here, root screen, Across there is a small area with a memorial on the wall. We'll come back to that in a minute. Across to the left is the stone pulpit, and with more memorials above. Let's carry on along the main aisle. Here you see above the altar quite detailed carving. The two memorials alongside the pulpit are for members of the Dunning family. John Dunning at the top there, then Richard Dunning, Elizabeth his wife. Coming down to the lower panel, we've got Richard Dunning, 1808, and Elizabeth and Mary Dunning. Now in this side chapel we've got a number of memorials on the wall, but I don't think I can make out the top two. It's very low light in here. This one here, again I think it's difficult to read. John Everley, I think he's vicar of this parish. Probably the camera can do better than I can in this low light. Now across to the other side, there are some very old memorials on the floor here. The mat across that one. This one's quite badly worn. And again, I'm not going to be able to give you a date or a name, and yet a third one. And probably some more here which are very badly worn. Now up on the wall we've got a plaque, generally lamented, Bartholomew Gidley, nephew and heir to ye deceased and father to the surviving, who left this transitory world, and his affectionate and disconsolate wife, with 4 sons and as many daughters. Not seeing a date on that one. We've got a coat of arms at the top there. Well, that was the inside of the church. Very difficult to get good pictures because of the low light level. And it seems a bit much to try and bring floodlights with me to do the internals of the church. So we've done the best we can. Now there's a little bit more of the graveyard down the slope here, and I noticed there's one war grave. We'll go and pick that one out. This is J. Berry, able seaman, HMS Drake, 1946. Now this is clearly an extension to the main graveyard, but quite an old extension. Some of these stones are considerable age. Look back up at the church. I notice another war grave right in front of me. This one's to W.E. Stapleton of the Devonshire Regiment, 1914, aged 22. Well, the clock is striking the half hour, although the hands are pointing to 5 minutes in advance of that. So we're just slightly out of sink on that one. A lovely peaceful spot. I notice there's another CGWC headstone. This is Private R. Mitchell, Royal Army Service Corps, 1949, age 35. And this one, in everlasting memory of a loving husband and father, Edward Jenkins Saunders, 1938, Eliza Jane, beloved wife of the above, and devoted mother of her children, 1947, and George Henry, the third son of the above, who died at Queen's Hospital in Birmingham, 1936. Just have a quick look at the ones against the back here. John Letherne, now we've come across that before. That was the one inside the iron railings, or Letherne, 1858. These are a little more difficult to read. We've got Francis Stevens. And this one, Private W.C. Vanstone, Devonshire Regiment, 1914. No age given on that one. Well, that's my brief visit to the parish church at Winkleigh. I was just passing through. As I tend to do, I just stopped and had a look around and put this video together. Lovely little village, Winkleigh. As you notice, quite a number of thatched cottages. Certainly you should stop if you're ever in mid-Devon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Till the next time.